Hey guys, how's it going? So in yesterday's stream, it was a bit of a drag, but managed to create a custom target actor for the buildability. So now we can use mouse look to build items, like so, or we can now go into the buildability, the target actor, sorry. We can switch to a camera aiming version. And now, instead of using the mouse, it's going to use the camera to aim. That's going to be great for when we detect a troller. So that was a bit of a mission to get done. So what I'd like to do today is start putting in a framework for the ability to bulldoze items. And so we're going to keep it in the buildability. We're going to create a enum that's going to be build state. So we're going to switch from building to bulldoze. The UI needs to be control of it, and it's going to be a delegate that fires it. So if we take a look at this plan here, so the way it's actually going to work is in the perform trace of the target actor. At the moment, so it switches on the trace from camera, so that's the logic we set up for switching between doing mouse movement and camera aiming. And at the moment it just does a line trace to the ground to try and find a location. So what we're going to need to do is, once we have that enum set up, this is where we're going to switch between building and bulldoze. And so if we're doing building, for now we'll just trace the ground. We'll show the build reticle, and we'll be able to return the transform when we build items. For bulldozing, we'll do a line trace to and detect a build item actor, and then we'll ideally highlight that with an overlay material, such as a red material. And that will generally happen in this section of code. So in the perform trace, we'll do that. We'll probably need to update the update reticle method, because if the build state is in bulldoze, we just want to hide the reticle unless we make another reticle for bulldoze. But we do get the user feedback from highlighting buildable items. So that's part of what needs to happen. Then to actually make it function, we're going to have to modify the input methods. We've already got the setup for building items, but the input methods, which we've got in the buildability, such as these here, so when doing track pressed, released, etc., we'll have to have those switch on the build state as well. So when we release the interact button, we'll have to, and we're in bulldoze state, then we'll destroy the actor. So that's kind of theory there. Then the other piece of the puzzle is going to be updating the UI. Actually, the UI is going to be the main instigator. So the UI will have the button to change the build state. It will fire a on build state change delegate. The buildability will be subscribed to that delegate, and in turn it will change its build state to that. So that's kind of how that chain of events will happen. The UI will show the button to turn on and off, fire delegate, and the buildability receives that. So that's probably where we should start. I've already put a placeholder button in there, so that's ready. So we need to add that delegate to the build widget. And it's going to be, actually before we do that, we need to do the enum, so the build state enum. And we want that to have its own header file because it's going to be used in multiple places. So probably in here probably be the best place for it. So let's see. So build state. And we're going to have the usual fun of trying to create a header file in Visual Studio and having Unreal Engine kind of remove it. We'll see. Okay. So let me just check a couple things. We need, what do we need? Probably engine at the very least. Core minimal maybe. And we're probably going to need to create the generate file. Okay. Should be blueprint type because it's a type, not a class. And we probably need generate body blue. Just check. Find another. Yeah, core minimal. Okay. See if that builds. Cool. Okay. Let's just confirm that. Do this. We might need to move the file over. Okay, so take that. Put that there. And of course it's not there. So regenerate. So now that the source file actually exists in the source folder, it should. There we go. Okay. Bit of a nightmare. Oh, there you go. All right. And annoyingly, ever since Visual Studio updated the other day, it's been really crap. Like, keeps changing to that screen. That's supposed to be. Pretty sure that's not supposed to be. Let's see. Yeah, it shouldn't be. Okay, yeah, that's right. Nothing. See what I mean? It keeps switching back to that. So there's that. Regenerate profiles. A good start. Apparently get rid of that. see. Cool. All right. So then our buildability. Not sure if we'll be able to just use this and then include it. Might be able to. Wait. Field state. Okay. Yep. Okay. Let's move this back then. That's our default state. So now let's tie in the UI. Yeah. No. So what we want now is update the build widget. And actually, we're probably going to want that to have its own state to the build widget. Be protected. G. So if we take a look at the build widget, so we've got this bulldoze button. So we want to the build widget to fire a delegate, which will say we might actually want that to request to change the build state. The buildability should actually probably be the one to control that. So let's change that. So the buildability will be the one that manages it and fires that. Buildability might just call a method like request toggle bulldoze. Yeah, that'll probably be better. Yeah, let's do it that way. That seems better. I'll close this for now. So the build widget will have the button. We'll be able to call this method request toggle bulldoze, which will be on the buildability. The buildability has current build state. It will switch it between the two, and then it will fire the on build state change delegate, and then whoever needs to know about it can deal with that. So let's make this request toggle bulldoze method, and that needs to be on the buildability. So it needs to be public function. And before I forget, we can get rid of that and get rid of that. So request toggle bulldoze. We want it to be blueprint callable because we want our build widget blueprint to be able to call this. And for now, switch current build state case build state building. We're going to switch it to the build state bulldoze, brake, and otherwise switch it back. And just for now, so we can see that working, we'll add an on-screen debug message. Then we'll tie this into the bulldoze button on the UI. Should be nice and easy. So our build widget. Got our bulldoze button here. Let's call this button is variable. That gives us access to the onClicked. Now we should have in our build widget set buildability. Okay, so we've got a pointer there. Let's create a getter method for that. Buildability. Reticle pure. Okay. Not sure if it's going to give an error about using soft object pointer for blueprint callable. Might have to be a raw pointer. No, fair enough. So should be able to. Okay, cool. And what do we need that to toggle? Yeah, we want that to be a pointer. So let's just make this. Well, actually, we can still use that. That should be okay. Yeah, okay. So change it to that. It's just a raw point now. Ready? Yeah, I'll try to. Let's just close this for a sec. So raw pointer there. Oh. Actually, no. Should we just leave this as it was? Yeah. That should actually be weak. Strip pointer. Buildability. Yeah. Request toggle bulldoze. Bulldoze. Switch to building. Cool. Good. So that's communicating with the buildability now. Cool. So that's good. So build widget, it's calling that method on the buildability, and the buildability is switching on that in here. Okay, so what we'll do now is create that delegate. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, so this will broadcast that, and we want state change. I should be able to fire that. Build state. Place. Okay, so that should give us build state. Alright. So that should be broadcasting that delegate now. Okey-dokey. Yep, okay, that's fine. So we're now keeping track of our current build state. So now we need to modify how the trace works. Okay. The buildability. So we need to look in the target actor, that's where the perform trace is. And the target actor is going to need to be able to get the current build state of the buildability. So state. Yeah, current field state. Fine. Then in the target actor, okay, so can we access the ability? Yeah. What does that give us? Right, so we need to cast that to a build ability. Here's that. Okay. Then we should be able to get some build ability. Build ability equals cast. Build ability. Okay. Fine. Check it's valid. Okay. That should be fine. Spell text right. Now we can switch on that. Build state building to do break case the build state bulldoze. Okie dokie. So for now, do that. Oh, I don't you like that. Alrighty, so then for now it's pretty much going to be the same. Because all we're really doing is the cache hit result is going to get the point where it hits the world, and it will tell us if there's an actor it's hitting. I'll keep them separate though, because those will be a bit more fine-tuned later. That should be good. Then what do we need to do? We need to handle if there is an actor. Yeah. So now we're checking if, while bulldozing, check if we hit an actor, check if it's a build item actor, then we'll add an overlay material to it. Object. Because what we'll probably do eventually is have a unique trace channel. Make sure all the build items have that trace channel. Then we won't need to do the following check. So just check. Give me some. Okay, so yeah, we're just seeing if we can cast it. Add an overlay material. You need to okay, so that's actually going to allow us to select a bulldoze material in the editor. Then we should be able to overlay material. Feel like we need the static mesh. Okay. So I might have to now build target actor. Abilities. Static items. Okay. Is that protected? Yeah, no. Okey-dokey. Really color. Interesting. Not sure if that's gonna do what I expect it to. Check that it's actually getting to this point. Okay. Interesting. That shouldn't be the case. Hmm. Ability is if that even exists. Otherwise we just manually do it. Cool, so do that. I'll switch back to mouse look. That off. So do that. You're working. Check that it's actually even getting to that point. Build that. Photos. Yep. Yes, what's that? No. Okay. Okay, cool. So it's getting there. Let's see. Mm. Nope. It's detecting it, just not applying the material. Okay. Let's do it. To that stud. Hmm. Oh yeah, I did set them too. Invalid material. bulldozer. No, why? So it's getting to this point, so it's detecting it. So why are we not adding that material? So just going to see if we can actually just delete it. Buildability. Okay. Current build state equals build state. Switch. Build state. X build state. Building. Build state. What is? Then we're just copying the code. Let me just okay, let's see if that works. Cool. Sweet. Oh, yeah. Bulldoze. Yeah, cool. Right. Back into building. So it's bulldoze. Oh. Bulldoze. Okay. I think it might be because they're not actual proper build items. Let's see. Bulldoze mode. cool. Sweet. Let's just see. So those are the test items. What's this? There it is. I wonder why they're not leaving. Yeah. Oh, still bulldoze mode. Switch out of bulldoze mode. Those are things. Get to bulldoze mode. Doesn't like those. Okay. Like that. Yeah, I think it's just whatever those are. So come on, bulldoze mode. Bulldoze. Cool. Alright, so roughly working. Obviously, we need to update the UI to show us when we're in and out of bulldoze. And we need to hide this reticle when we switch into bulldoze, because at the moment I'm in build mode. If I switch to bulldoze, it's still there. Still works, but we need to like hide that target reticle. And I want to discover why it's not highlighting, because in the target actor, if we put a breakpoint, we are reaching this point, but for some reason the overlay material is not doing anything, basically. But got a very basic structure in place, so good starting point. I think I'll leave it there for today. Cool. Cheers.